major UFO encounters. The cases were recorded between 1968 and 1992, covering a span of 25 years for this research. These beeping sounds are presented to you in a 1, 2, 3, and 4 manner. Case 1 was recorded in Fortin, Ontario, Canada in 1975 by Chris Purton, who was a professor of astronomy for York University in Toronto, and Lindy Tucker, a resident of Orton. This tape will present a metallic beeping sound. In the background, you will also hear crickets and owls and noise coming from the handheld microphone. Case number 2 comes from Bradford, New Hampshire in 1992, recorded by a family who was videotaping their UFO encounter. Case number 3 comes from Bragg Creek, Alberta, Canada, back in 1968. Harold Norton recorded this, and it is reproduced here at a lower speed. Case number 4 comes from Hollyburn Ridge, Vancouver, BC, Canada, in the late 1960s or early 70s. You will hear a policeman and a wildlife officer talking in the background. Notice the change in the pitch of the beeping sounds after the officer fires a gun into the air. I would also like to mention that electromagnetic effects on compasses were noted, as were the failure of battery-operated machines. These beeping sounds could also be heard over AM, FM, long-wave, short-wave radio bands during their UFO sightings.
Lindy, that's all very strange. Are there any other odd anomalies associated with these UFO sightings?
Oh, sure. One of the things of this phenomenon is as I was doing my research and getting people to help me, I got declassified Air Force reports. And one of them was from the survivors of the Beep Beep. Another one was our UFO summer. And they described seeing the same shaped craft, the way they drew it out, the way they explained the beeping sounds. And I do have some of their tape recordings as well. And it would knock out AM, FM radios. It wouldn't knock them out, pardon me. The sound would come over AM, FM, long wave and short wave radios. It would come over CB radios. I've got several cases where forestry rangers could hear it between their towers, and the railroad engineers could hear it between the engine and the caboose.
Did the UFOs, or as you call them, the intelligences, have a biological or telepathic aspect, like a sensor perhaps, that responded to you, interacted with you, or even followed you?
That's a really good question. I would say yes to all three. The telepathic aspect of it was definitely what got me started on the whole thing, seeing as I was just reading a book when I knew that they would be there, if you want to use that description. But I noticed that I would get excited listening to the beeping sounds. I felt that my heart rate increased. And as I walked towards the sound, the more excited I got, the louder the beeping sounds would be, sort of like the biofeedback machine. It seemed to be really interactive with my thoughts and feelings. As for the telepathic aspects of that, I'd have to say that I always could sense when they would appear or when they were around. And so as like a sensor, I would say yes.
Lindy, when you saw that 75-pound cabbage, what were you thinking? Did you think you had suddenly developed a green thumb? I mean, that's a lot of slaw.
I'm still a gardener today, and I still have a green thumb, and I rescue plants. Everything thrives, I guess, to some degree that I can tell under my hands.